My beloved brothers and sisters, have you ever wondered why some people seem to live in peace, no matter what is said about them, no matter who tries to insult them, no matter who tries to pull them down? It's as if nothing shakes them, nothing breaks them, and nothing disturbs their inner calm. And yet, in our own lives, one small comment from someone, one harsh word, one unfair action, and suddenly our entire day is ruined. We replay it in our minds, we lose our focus, and we hand over our peace to someone who doesn't even deserve it. But today, I want to share with you a secret. You can reach a stage where no one bothers you. Even if they try to hurt you, they fail. Even if they want to bring you down, you rise higher. Even if they insult you, you remain untouchable. When you begin to understand that your true value comes from Allah and not from people, life suddenly becomes lighter, easier, and more peaceful. One of the greatest mistakes we make in our journey is tying our self-worth to the opinions of others. We start to believe that we are only as valuable as the compliments we receive, only as successful as the recognition we get, only as respected as the way others treat us. But my brothers and sisters, the truth is very different. People's words do not define you. Their applause or their criticism does not change who you are in the sight of Allah. Think about it. A diamond does not lose its value simply because someone calls it a stone. Gold does not stop being gold simply because someone mocks it. In the same way, your value is not dependent on the labels people place on you. Some may call you useless, others may mock your appearance, some may belittle your efforts, but all of that does not reduce your worth in the sight of your Creator. Allah is the one who created you with dignity, honor, and purpose. He has already declared in His book that He has honored the children of Adam. That honor is permanent, it is divine, and no human being can strip it away from you. Too often we live as prisoners of people's opinions. One negative comment can break us, one insult can disturb us for days. But ask yourself, if Allah loves you, if Allah values you, if Allah accepts you, then what difference does it make if the whole world rejects you? And if Allah rejects someone, if they have no standing in front of Him, then what difference does it make if the entire world praises them? The balance of your worth is not measured by people, it is measured by your Lord. When people insult you, it actually says more about them than it does about you. It reflects the jealousy in their heart, the bitterness in their soul, and the darkness in their mindset. If someone tries to bring you down, it usually means you are already above them. If they mock you, it usually means they are uncomfortable with your light. Why then should you hand over your peace to them? Why give them the keys to your happiness? Hold your head high and remember that Allah sees your struggles, Allah sees your patience, and Allah will never let your dignity be wasted. There is a powerful freedom that comes when you stop caring about how people see you and start caring only about how Allah sees you. Suddenly you don't need to impress anyone. You don't need to fake a smile. You don't need to bend your principles to be liked. You begin to live authentically because you know that the only one worth impressing already knows your heart, and when Allah is pleased with you, He places acceptance for you in the hearts of people anyway. True respect, true honor, true love, it all comes from Him. So the next time someone tries to hurt you with their words, remind yourself, they did not create you, so they cannot define you. The next time you feel small because of people's judgment, remember, your soul was created by the Almighty and He has already written your worth. Do not reduce yourself to fit someone else's opinion. Stand tall, stay pure, and walk with the knowledge that your value is with Allah, and that is far greater than the entire world combined. There is a wisdom in silence that most people fail to recognize. When someone hurts you with their words, your natural instinct is to respond, to defend yourself, to prove them wrong, or to throw back an insult of your own. But the truth is, silence often speaks louder than any reaction you could ever give. Silence shows self-control, it shows maturity, and it shows strength. Anyone can react in anger, but it takes a truly strong person to remain calm and quiet when they are provoked. When you remain silent in the face of provocation, you protect your own dignity. Because the moment you start shouting back, the moment you start lowering yourself to the same level as the one who insulted you, you give them power over you. You allow them to dictate your emotions and your behavior. But when you choose silence, you are in control. You are telling the world, your words do not have the ability to shake me. You cannot drag me down to your level. That is a far greater response than any insult could ever be. Silence is not weakness. In fact, it is one of the greatest forms of strength. Weakness is when you let anger control you. Weakness is when you lash out without thinking. Weakness is when you allow someone else's bad behavior to dictate your own. But silence requires patience, and patience is one of the most powerful weapons a believer can have. Through silence, you guard your tongue from sin, you guard your heart from bitterness, and you guard your peace from being stolen. Remember that when you stay silent, it doesn't mean you are accepting injustice. It means you are refusing to waste your energy on negativity. It means you are choosing to rise above. It means you are wise enough to know that not every battle is worth fighting. Some words are meant to be ignored, some insults are not worth answering, and some people are best responded to with silence. By doing this, you save your energy for what truly matters: your growth, your worship, your purpose, your peace. There is also a hidden beauty in silence. It unsettles the one who tried to hurt you. When someone insults you, they are expecting a reaction. They want to see you angry, they want to see you upset, they want to see you broken. That is their victory. But when you remain calm and unmoved, their plan fails. They realize that their words carry no power over you. They may even become frustrated because silence is not what they expected. In that moment, you have already won without saying a word. Think of the greatest leaders, the wisest teachers, the most dignified souls. They were not the loudest, they were not the most argumentative, they were not the quickest to react. They carried themselves with calmness and dignity. They taught us that silence is not just the absence of speech, it is the presence of wisdom. And wisdom tells you when to speak and when to remain quiet. A wise person knows that silence can be more powerful than words, especially when those words are meant to hurt. Silence also allows you to hand over the matter to Allah. Instead of wasting your energy on reacting, you remain quiet and let Allah deal with those who wrong you. And when Allah deals with them, He does it with justice, in ways far better than you ever could. Your silence is not empty, it is filled with trust. Trust that Allah is watching. Trust that Allah is protecting. Trust that Allah is sufficient for you. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, remember this: silence is not you losing. Silence is you winning in a way they cannot understand. Silence is not you being weak. Silence is you being strong enough to rise above. Silence is not you ignoring the truth. Silence is you leaving the matter to the one who knows the truth. And in that silence you will find a peace that no insult, no criticism, and no attack can ever take away. Forgiveness is one of the most liberating gifts you can give yourself. When people hurt us, betray us, or speak against us, the natural response is to hold on to the pain. We carry it in our hearts, replaying the incident over and over again, fueling the fire of anger within us. We wait for an apology, we wait for them to feel remorse, and we wait for the chance to see them suffer as we suffered. But what happens in the process? We remain chained, we remain heavy, we remain prisoners of a wound that could have been healed if only we chose to forgive. When you forgive, you are not saying what they did was right. You are not excusing their actions, and you are not forgetting the harm they caused. What you are saying is, I will not allow your actions to steal my peace any longer. I release myself from the grip of your wrongdoing. I choose to be free. Forgiveness is more about you than it is about the other person. The one who hurt you may never change. They may never apologize. They may never even realize the damage they caused. But by forgiving them, you refuse to let them control your life. Holding on to grudges is like carrying a heavy stone wherever you go. At first you may think you can manage it, but with time the weight exhausts you. It slows you down, it limits your ability to grow, and it consumes your energy. When you forgive, you are putting that stone down. You are freeing your hands and heart to hold on to better things: love, hope, and faith. The freedom of forgiveness is not only emotional, it is spiritual. Allah promises immense reward for those who forgive. He elevates their status. He opens doors of mercy for them, and He replaces their bitterness with peace. Think about this. If you expect Allah to forgive you for your sins, even though you make mistakes daily, shouldn't you also strive to forgive others? We ask Allah for mercy constantly. We beg Him not to punish us for our wrongs, to overlook our flaws, and to grant us His pardon. But how can we seek His forgiveness if we refuse to forgive His creation? One of the most beautiful qualities of the believer is to forgive not because the other deserves it, but because Allah loves it. Forgiveness is also an act of strength. Anyone can hold on to anger. Anyone can wish for revenge. But it takes true strength to rise above the urge for retaliation. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is proof that you are stronger than the pain inflicted on you. It shows that you value your inner peace more than the satisfaction of revenge. And what is revenge compared to the justice of Allah? If you let go, Allah takes over, and His way of balancing the scales is far greater than anything you could ever plan. When you forgive, you also heal yourself. The bitterness that eats away at your heart slowly disappears. You sleep better, you breathe easier, and you find yourself lighter than before. Hatred is like poison that destroys the one who carries it. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is like fresh air that cleanses the soul. You no longer wake up with resentment, you no longer dwell on the past, and you no longer let your enemies win by keeping you in pain. Forgiveness breaks the chains and allows you to move forward with dignity and strength. So do not wait for an apology that may never come. Do not let someone's wrongs hold your heart hostage. Forgive them not because they are deserving, but because you deserve peace. Forgive them not to erase the past, but to build your future. Forgive them and walk free, because true freedom lies not in holding on to hurt, but in letting it go. Patience is not simply the ability to wait, it is the ability to remain calm, steady, and trusting when life tests you, when people hurt you, and when circumstances seem unfair. Many people think of patience as weakness, as passivity, as doing nothing. But in reality, patience is one of the greatest strengths a person can have. It is the power to endure without breaking, the power to restrain yourself when anger tempts you, the power to keep moving forward when everything inside you wants to give up. Patience is power because it gives you control over yourself, and the one who controls himself is far stronger than the one who controls the world but loses his soul. Life will always bring moments that test you. People will say things that wound you, circumstances will frustrate you, and situations will not always go your way. If you react in haste, if you lash out, if you allow frustration to dictate your actions, you end up regretting it later. But if you choose patience, you not only protect yourself from regret, but you also earn the reward of Allah, who is with those who are patient. Patience transforms trials into opportunities for growth and hardship into a source of strength. Patience is not about doing nothing, it is about doing the right thing at the right time. It is about knowing when to remain silent, when to act, and when to let go. It requires wisdom to realize that not every situation demands an immediate reaction. Sometimes the most powerful response is to hold yourself back and allow Allah to unfold matters in His way. A person who is patient understands that justice does not need to come instantly, that relief may take time, and that every delay has a divine wisdom behind it. When people try to hurt you with their words, patience prevents you from sinking to their level. Instead of snapping back, you remain calm. Instead of escalating the conflict, you de-escalate it. Instead of carrying bitterness, you carry peace. That does not mean you are blind to injustice. It means you are wise enough to know that stooping down to anger only steals your own peace. Your patience becomes your shield. It protects you from saying or doing things you will regret. It protects your dignity. It protects your connection with Allah. There is a special reward for patience that goes beyond human understanding. Every time you bite your tongue when someone provokes you, every time you hold your temper when you want to explode, every time you keep trusting Allah when the situation looks impossible, you are building your spiritual muscles. You are earning rewards that will outlast this world. You are proving that your heart belongs to Allah and not to the chaos around you. Patience elevates your status both in this life and in the next. Think of how many battles are lost because of impatience. A single moment of anger can destroy years of relationships. A single word spoken without patience can shatter trust forever. A single reaction made in haste can ruin what you spent so long building. On the other hand, patience can save marriages, protect friendships, preserve dignity, and keep communities united. Patience is the difference between regret and wisdom, between chaos and peace, between weakness and strength. Patience is also deeply connected to hope. You remain patient not because you are blind, but because you see something greater. You see Allah's wisdom, Allah's plan, and Allah's promise that after difficulty there will be ease. Patience is fueled by the knowledge that no trial lasts forever, and no pain is without purpose. It is knowing that the storm will pass, and when it does, you will be stronger than before. So when life tests you, when people try to push your buttons, when hardship weighs heavily on your heart, remind yourself, losing your calm gives them power over you. But holding on to patience gives you power over yourself. And the one who has mastered patience has mastered one of the greatest forms of strength that Allah has blessed His servants with. One of the easiest ways to lose your peace in life is to become distracted by what people say and do around you. If you allow every comment, every criticism, and every negative remark to pull you off track, you will never achieve what you were created for. Life is short and time is too precious to waste on distractions. You have a mission, a purpose, a journey that Allah has written for you. Your responsibility is to stay focused on that mission no matter who tries to interrupt it. Look at those who achieve greatness. They are not the ones who waste time responding to every insult, fighting every critic, or proving themselves to every person. They are the ones who know where they are going, and they do not allow the noise of others to stop them. If someone mocks them, they keep moving. If someone doubts them, they keep building. If someone tries to pull them down, they rise higher because they understand that attention is energy, and wasting that energy on people who don't matter means you will have less left for the things that do. Distractions come in many forms. Sometimes it is the jealousy of others, sometimes it is their negativity, sometimes it is even your own doubts that creep in because of what people say. But ask yourself, what will you gain by answering everyone? What will you gain by constantly defending yourself? At the end of the day, their words will pass, but your work, your mission, your purpose, that is what remains. If you stop your journey every time a dog barks on the path, you will never reach your destination. Let the barking continue, but keep walking. The truth is, people will always talk. No matter what you do, you cannot silence every voice. If you do good, some will criticize you. If you do bad, they will criticize you. If you remain quiet, they will still criticize you. So why waste your peace trying to manage the opinions of others? You will never win that game. Instead, win the game that matters. Remain true to your values, remain true to your mission, and remain true to Allah. When you do that, the noise of others becomes irrelevant. Focus requires discipline. It means you learn to say no to distractions, no to unnecessary debates, no to arguments that go nowhere. It means you choose to invest your time in things that bring you closer to your goals and to your Lord. Every minute you waste on someone's negativity is a minute you could have spent in progress. And progress is the best answer to criticism. Instead of saying 1,000 words, let your work speak, let your actions shine, let your results silence those who doubted you. Remember also that distractions are not only external, they can be internal as well. The whispers that tell you to give up, the fear of failure, the temptation to compare yourself to others, these are also distractions. They are designed to slow you down. But when you remind yourself of your mission, when you remember that Allah gave you a purpose and a path, you find the strength to push past those voices. You no longer measure yourself by the opinions of others. You measure yourself by the sincerity of your effort before Allah. Every time you are tempted to respond to a distraction, ask yourself, will this bring me closer to my mission or take me further away? If it will not help you grow, let it go. If it will not benefit your hereafter, ignore it. If it is only noise meant to disturb your peace, rise above it. Your mission is too valuable to be put on hold for the sake of people who will forget their own words tomorrow.
Stay focused and let Allah handle the rest.
When you walk with purpose, you will notice the voices behind you grow quieter, and one day the same people who tried to distract you will witness the fruits of your effort. But by then their words will no longer matter, because you will already have achieved what they once thought was impossible. One of the most powerful ways to protect your peace when people hurt you is to transform that pain into prayer. Normally, when someone wrongs us, our first instinct is to wish for their downfall, to hope they suffer the way they made us suffer. We want revenge, or at least to see justice delivered in front of our eyes. But there is a higher path, a path that not only shields your heart from bitterness, but also brings you closer to Allah. Pray for those who hurt you. It may sound strange at first. Why would I pray for the one who insulted me, betrayed me, or caused me pain? But think about it deeply. When you pray for someone who hurt you, you are not saying their actions were right. You are saying, "Oh Allah, I will not allow their darkness to enter my heart. I will not allow their sin to turn me into someone bitter. Instead, I will turn to you and I will let my prayer rise above their harm." That shift in mindset protects your heart from hatred and keeps your soul light. Praying for those who hurt you is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength. Anyone can hate, anyone can hold a grudge. That is easy. But it takes strength, it takes faith, and it takes a clean heart to sincerely ask Allah to guide the very person who tried to harm you. In reality, your prayer is not just for them, it is for you. Because every time you pray for someone else, the angels say, "And for you the same." Imagine you ask Allah to guide them, and at the same time the angels are asking Allah to guide you. You ask Allah to forgive them, and the angels are asking Allah to forgive you. That is a trade you can never lose. When you make dua for those who hurt you, you shift the burden away from your chest. Instead of carrying resentment, you hand the matter over to Allah. You release yourself from the heavy cycle of anger and revenge, and you place it in the hands of the one who is just. Allah knows what they did to you. Allah knows the tears you shed. Allah knows the pain you endured, and He will never let it go unanswered. Sometimes the best way to seek justice is not through your own hands, but through your supplication. Praying for those who hurt you also prevents you from becoming like them. When you respond to hate with hate, you lower yourself to their level. When you respond with anger, you become a reflection of their negativity. But when you respond with prayer, you rise above. You remind yourself that you are not defined by their actions, you are defined by your relationship with Allah. You choose mercy because you hope for mercy. You choose forgiveness because you long for forgiveness. And you choose to rise above because your heart is too valuable to be poisoned by hatred. Sometimes the person who hurt you acted out of ignorance, pain, or jealousy. Maybe they are fighting their own unseen battles. Maybe their cruelty comes from their own brokenness. When you pray for them, you are asking Allah to heal them so they no longer harm others. And in doing so, you are not only protecting yourself, but also breaking the cycle of harm that could have continued. This does not mean you allow people to walk over you. It does not mean you accept injustice. You can stand up for your rights. You can set boundaries. You can distance yourself from toxic people and still pray for them. Praying for someone does not mean you have to keep them close. It simply means you refuse to let them destroy the purity of your heart. So, when someone wounds you with their words, instead of replaying their insult in your mind, say a quiet prayer for them. When someone betrays you, instead of replaying their insult in your mind, say a quiet prayer for them. When someone betrays you, instead of drowning in anger, whisper their name in your supplication. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. And when you do that, you will find that their harm no longer controls you. You walk lighter, you sleep better, and you live freer because you have placed the matter where it belongs with Allah. My beloved brothers and sisters, life will never be free of people who try to hurt you, insult you, or pull you down. That is the nature of this world. But the real question is, will you allow them to steal your peace, or will you rise above with dignity, wisdom, and strength? We reminded ourselves that your value is not defined by people but by Allah. If He honors you, then no one can degrade you. We learned that silence can be stronger than any reaction, for silence protects your dignity and unsettles your enemies. We saw how forgiveness is not weakness but true freedom because it liberates your heart from the prison of grudges. We discovered that patience is power. The ability to control yourself is greater than controlling the world. We understood that staying focused on your mission makes the noise of others meaningless, for the path of purpose leaves no room for distractions. And finally, we realized that turning pain into prayer is the ultimate victory. Because when you pray for those who hurt you, you rise above their harm and draw closer to Allah. So my brothers and sisters, let people say what they want. Let them do what they will. Your response should be calm, dignified, and rooted in faith. Walk with your head high, with your heart clean, and with your eyes fixed on the pleasure of Allah. Because when Allah is with you, no insult can break you, no enemy can defeat you, and no hardship can ever rob you of your peace. Leave the noise behind. Rise above it, and let your life be a testimony that those who walk with Allah are never truly bothered by anyone, even if the whole world tries to hurt them.